Top 5 neighborhoods in Green Valley, Arizona, underneath 200,000 today. I really want to start with this one right here behind me, Pueblo Estates. Let's go for a walking tour and see what we've got. Pueblo Estates is a community that was built in the 60s on forward. It is a mobile home manufactured community, and what it's really known for is the fact that this community has fantastic RV storage. For about $40 a year last time I checked, you could get in here and you could find yourself a year-round RV storage space, which we'll show you in a little bit. Pools, gym, workout facilities, and all of these manufactured houses are double wide. Some are garages. Some have even been ripped out and put in with newer models, which is a possibility. These are what we're looking at are actually property that is owned. So you're not making a lease payment on these manufactured homes. If you can snatch one of these up, you're in a great spot. As we're just wandering down the street here in this fantastic neighborhood, I've got a real surprise for you. You might see it peeking up behind me here, but what we're looking at over here is this is the community center for the Pueblo Estates neighborhood. So this is one of those things that I think is just absolutely phenomenal, and it's worth taking a look at because, as you can see, we're walking past tons of shuffleboard courts, but they also have a nice circle drive. They have a main facility, and honestly, it looks like I'm the only person in town here. So we'll see what we can peek our head in at and get a hold of for us here. I'm gonna flip us around so you can get the view. Quick PSA here. The people in Green Valley are absolutely the nicest. I just met a complete stranger named Jen, and she's the kindest, sweetest soul. Shout out to Jen out there. Thanks for making my day. All right, back to the video. Here's the shuffleball courts. Oh, shuffleboard. Why am I saying shuffleball, man? I guess I'm kind of dated here. But if you know anything about this, you might be really well impressed. Apparently they're going to have July and August shuffleboard will be played at 7 a.m. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Here's the beautiful pool and the rose garden. Some people are swimming away, good for them. What a fantastic little location and clubhouse. I kind of get excited about this neighborhood. I mean, I know if you're cheap like me, sometimes you think, wow, this might be a hell of a deal for under 200,000. I mean, you have parking. Now they're single wide parking spots in most cases, but 2-car garages. This is a phenomenal facility to look at here for Green Valley for the cost. And then you get these great mountain views, which we're gonna go show you next. So now we're just checking this out, but this is the RV parking that we discussed and a pretty incredible mountain view out there as well. I don't know if you're gonna catch it in the camera. I'm looking at a pretty small screen here, but this just gives you an idea of what you get for 40 bucks a year for RV storage. Cheapest I've ever heard of, and pretty awesome. I think the homeowners dues are about $110 a month or so. So just something to keep in mind as well. And let's take a peek. As you can see, you've got the mountains up there in the background. And what a great little place to go park your RV for the season when you're in Green Valley, enjoying the cooler weather, and when it starts to get hot, perfect time in the world to pop out and go do something fun. Okay, before we leave Pueblo Estates, let's sum it up. What are the pros, what are the cons? So, pro, amazing facility, clubhouse, shuffleboard courts, pool, rose garden. Pro number 2, annual, super cheap RV storage. So if you're somebody who's thinking of like being here part-time, this is the place to be because you're here 6 months, you load up in your RV, you take off. It's almost like parking it in your front yard. Other pro, covered parking in almost every unit. So that means that's right, 1 to 2 car parking space. Or sometimes there's even bonus things like a little workshop or guest house or writer studio. All depends on the units. Pro number 3, under 200,000, and time to talk a little bit about pro number 4, which is essentially what we're looking at here. Is these are all, you own the property underneath you. You're not making a unit payment, which is huge for people. Cons, the units can be older. They are manufactured, meaning that they're a modular home. They're a double wide that has been put together by a seam. Those all inherit their own individual problems. So something to think about, but for the most part, fantastic houses in a great community, close to shopping. Now the question is, how are these next communities we're gonna look at that are gonna top this? Let's go and find out. We're at stop number 2, which is the villas. There's east and west. Due to some recent market changes for these neighborhoods, the price points are rapidly falling. What was originally something that you would get a 2-bedroom in here for the 150s to 180s, you can now pick up in the 135 to 155 range. If you're patient, you might even find one for less than that if it needs a little work. Now the 1-bedrooms is a completely different story. It's a complete free-for-all in this community, unfortunately. But if you're patient, you can most likely get a 1-bedroom for $99,000 or less, which is a great steal for you because this property is on the United States American Historical Registry for Homes. Green Valley and the Maxim brothers, this was their first project, and the design of this project was all put together for you so that you actually would come rent here while you bought the homes on the other side of the freeway, which were the Fairways 1 and Fairways 2 neighborhoods off of the Haven Golf Course. So take a quick look around. It's 100% included amenities here. Click my other video on the villas specifically if you want to do a complete walking tour of it. And look what you get for $410 a month. It's a completely enclosed property. They take care of the neighborhoods, the streets, the roofs, the walls, all the exterior maintenance is covered for that, plus the water, and your utilities aren't very expensive. So it's a really low cost of living if you put pencil to paper on this one. Questions, of course, reach out to me. Hey there, we're right out in front of Green Valley Resort Homes. Stop number 3 on the tour. Let's give it a look. You know, really cool things about this property is that we're absolutely across the street from Green Valley Recreation and their main hub, which is called the West Center. So you've got swimming, tennis, woodworking, you've got a lap pool outside, pretty awesome setup. We're gonna walk across the street into the neighborhood now and give you a look. So now this community is dog friendly. They are, in my experience, it's kind of like an interior courtyard setup. And inside these interior courtyards is where like most of the living and people are. There is a community pool here. I'm not real clear on what the HOA dues are, so if you know them, leave them in the comments. Essentially what we're looking at here is they have one pool, and most of the properties are what we would consider to be a kind of a almost a studio apartment. There is a bedroom. Sometimes they've been opened up, sometimes they're sealed off. Nice feature is that almost all of them do have a washer and dryer combo in them. But this is what one of the interior courtyards look like. So this is the interior courtyard, and this is what most people are looking at when they're living in one of these homes. As you can see, all the front doors, there's only one entrance, one exit to them, but they're pretty handy. So let's continue on to the pool and I'll show you what I can see. All right, here we go, the pool area. It looks completely vacant. So good, let's go ahead and we'll just peek it up over the fence. Give you the opportunity to look down. This is what we're looking at. Isn't that tree awesome? Now that's a Palo Verde tree. Those are indigenous to the area. If you got really bad allergies, they're awful for you. But otherwise, they're just amazing to look at when they bloom in a certain time of the year. Hey there, so I completely forgot to tell you that we're looking at 125 to 150s in this neighborhood for a property that you might be interested in. If you're looking for something that's a little more affordable, entry level, definitely under that 200K range. Hey, stop number 4 on our thing is the Desert Cassitas neighborhood, and these are freaking awesome. They're, just so you know, most of the time they're a scotch over 200, but right now they've got 2 properties listed in here. DM me if you want to find out which ones they are that are currently under 200,000, but let's take a quick walk and see what we've got. So we're just kind of going through the neighborhood here. As you can see on my left, these are mostly carports. You have a single car drive. You do have guest parking for them. Scooters, full-size trucks fit into these neighborhoods. It is community mailboxes. I don't know if you can see that right there, but that's a community mailbox. Really awesome feature for them is over here on the left side, they back up to Desert Hills Golf Course. So pretty views. The interesting part about the architecture of one of these, and we can always go inside one to take a look at them, is that they are shared wall houses, but they're brick. So they're very private. They're small in size, 580 square feet. I think they can maybe get a little larger than that, but I'd have to look at actual dimensions to give you real information. But the 2 that are for sale in here, 583 is the square footage on them. So not that big, 1 bedroom, kind of a great room concept, but perfect for part-time living, especially if you want something seasonal. Now there is no RV storage in the community, and because of the parking situation, I would suspect that they might have an issue. Let's flip you around real quick because you just got to see this view. That there is the mountains. And ever since I'm on super wide angle, I'll zoom in. But that's what you're seeing as you walk through the community here. That's not even your freaking backyard. I mean, wow. So let's get us back to a normal size. Checking out the neighborhood, really phenomenal. I'm even gonna put on the x-ray specs here, see what we're walking around talking about. Looks like there's quite a bit of stuff. There's a community trash. So there is trash service. I would likely expect it to be included in the prices. This one, I'm heading out and we're going to our next stop. Hey there, so we're at our 5th and final stop of the day. We're talking Casa Paloma 1. And what a fantastic little neighborhood this is. I want you guys to come check this out. We're even gonna do some screen recording on my glasses as we walk through this one as the sun sets. Now, first place we're coming up to here, and wanna make sure you can see it, is this is the clubhouse in Casa Paloma 1. It is a GVR facility. And just so you know, we'll point out the GVR facility flag here. Now this is called a micro facility, and the reason why it's considered a micro facility is that these facilities are designed just for the community. Anybody can access them, of course. Has different pool heating temperatures to what the community does like, but this is something that you're gonna see throughout Green Valley. They're designed with small benefits, sometimes a little gym, meeting area, most likely a pool, and some shuffleboard. Believe it or not, shuffleboard was big back here in the 70s. Now, anyways, the shuffleboard courts are here. These homes were built in 1972, in the early 70 approximation for them. They are carported. I'm going to throw them up on the screen right here right now so you can see what we're talking about, but you can find something in here underneath 200,000. Again, when we get towards the end of this list, a lot of these homes are just going to be a little bit above that price point. So let's go ahead and let's take a look, see what we got over here. The windows are mirrored here for their clubhouse, so we can't really get in there too much. We can definitely take a look at the open activities, maybe peek over the fence and see what the pool looks like, and kind of go from there. Oh, perfect. It doesn't look like there's many people there at the pool. I'll give us a quick wink over the wall. So in Casa Paloma, it's one of those things where we want to look around and we want to say to ourselves, okay, what are the pros and cons of this neighborhood? It can be sub 200 if you shop right and you find the right property. That's a pro. Another pro that you want to look at too is that these all have carports, which is great if you don't want to leave your car outside during the hot weather. This is kind of the main part where all the churches are located on Loch Canada, and we're just off that. You'll see that in a minute here. But for the most part, you know, you want to keep in mind the Catholic Church is in walking distance and the Green Valley Shopping Mall. Now we're right here in front of the community center, which has a pool inside, it has shuffleboard, has a lot of other activities I think that you might enjoy. Now some of the cons, they have kind of a mysterious twisty street. Another thing that's interesting is when you come in the main entrance, you'll find that a lot of the time there's a con here where it's gated, but it's not really gated. Hey, just want to remind you guys that I'm rolling these out weekly. Start looking for them Sunday mornings, and then also look for another video Tuesday evenings or so. Any questions, hit the like and subscribe button. We're happy to help out, and go ahead and feel free to comment below. If you're thinking about making a move out to Green Valley and this video wasn't enough information for you, go ahead and hit me up directly. This is part of a series. The next one you're going to see is $400,000 to $600,000 price point, or $400,000 to $800,000 price point. I'll look for your feedback on that. And then after that, we'll show you a few of the select 800 plus homes within Green Valley area. Again, Tom Freeland, Long Realty. Please like and subscribe, and check out the next video.